9-0 run for the Wolfpack to start the ball game. Dave Shook and Ernie Myers alongside as well. And Ernie, you look at the start for the Wolfpack. Gets a block shot on one end and then left wide open for three. For a player that hasn't started and played a whole lot, that's a great start for her.
That's a great start for her. She's been working on that three-point shot in practice and all summer. Good look from Madison Hayes.
Only played about 9.5 minutes a game a season ago and only took 16 threes all year, but gets the first one to go down. And now the Wolfpack with a chance to extend that lead, but a double dribble is going to be the first turnover of the ball game. And just as we were talking about how well Madison Hayes was doing, there's a quick turnover for her.
But Madison Hayes, she plays hard, even though she played sparingly last year. Whenever she got in the game, she played hard, she played aggressive, and that's why she's starting this year.
Ella O'Donnell checks in for the first time for the Bobcats. The true freshman from Ireland who played with the Irish senior national team this past summer. Getting her first opportunity wearing number 12 as the Bobcats still looking for their first points. O'Donnell with her first shot of her career. Hits off the back of the rim and the rebound taken away by Diamond Johnson, who rushes it into the front court.
She wasted no time off the bench.
That's right. .15 on the shot clock as Johnson gets it to the near side. Brown Turner. Shot off the front of the rim, but Hobby in good position for the rebound that time and is going to earn an extra possession for the Wolfpack. And that's part of what you need her to do down there, is to be able to be a force on the glass and earn this team second chance opportunities.
And Diamond, she's distributing the ball. She's looking for her teammates, and they are scoring.
Hayes sweeps across the lane and lays it in with the left hand. Really nice start for Madison Hayes. She's got 5 of the 11 points in the ball game for the Wolfpack, who lead it 11-0, not quite halfway through quarter number 1.
That was a beautiful drive to the basket by Madison Hayes. She's 2 for 2 to start the game.
Haywood with it on the wing, trying to drive it inside, but a good job by Jada Boyd walling her off, and then a shot hard off the back of the window by O'Donnell, and the rebound of the Wolfpack looking to extend this lead. Down low inside for Hobby, just muscles her way to the rim. Reverse layup is up and good, and Camille Hobby pushes the Wolfpack lead to 13.
Camille Hobby with the footwork on the reverse scoop to the basket. Beautiful move.
Hobby's only started 1 game in her career before tonight, but against Virginia Tech 2 seasons ago, a 19-9 performance. She can be that force as a sweeping left-hand layup is up and good for Grisdale. First points of the ball game for the Bobcats, and Grisdale will get an opportunity for the and one opportunity. Finally snaps the scoreless drought and gets the Bobcats on the board as you take a look at Coach Wes Moore and what a job he's done with this program, taking them now to 3 straight ACC titles and just on the cusp of that Final Four appearance. But what a job he's done here in Raleigh.
Yeah, look, he's at Coach Moore has like 3 McDonald's All-Americans on the bench right now, 3 or 4 of them. An embarrassment of riches. He's built this program. Great job by Coach Wes Moore.
It's pretty wild to think that this team lost 4 starters, including a number of players over 1,000 points for their career, and yet you're still ranked in the top 10 in the preseason with what's coming back and what's coming in.
That transport portal has worked well for the Wolfpack.
Jada Boyd gets rid of it to the top for Johnson. Floater in the lane is no good. Got her own miss back. Then a good block inside by Morris. Third shot opportunity, no good as well. But there you see the presence of Michaela Morris blocking the shot inside and then corralling the rebound.
Yeah, the Wolfpack crashing the offensive boards.
Early advantage on the glass, 10-5 for the Wolfpack against the smaller Bobcat team. As LaBarge misses that one short, and the rebound for the Wolfpack who want to run. Madison Hayes off the window, no, but a foul. Good job that time, Ernie, by the Wolfpack, pushing it in transition and able to draw the foul inside as Hayes.
Yeah, Diamond Johnson pushing the ball head up, got the ball to Madison Hayes to the basket for the foul.
So Hayes will get herself to the free throw line for the first time today and for the first time this season. Last year, a 57% free throw shooter in limited opportunities, so that's one area that you're going to want her to improve in as she takes on this bigger role for this Wolfpack team, leading 13-3 in the early going. And Coach, last week when the Wolfpack played that exhibition game against UNC Pembroke, talked about Jada Boyd and the job that she's going to be tasked with this year for this team. Made all 6 shots in that game and then makes her first 2 tonight.
So she's 8 for 8 to start the season.
And she is an incredibly gifted offensive player. So that's not really a surprise.
No, it's not. I mean, she's just elevated her game, and that's what they're going to need for her every night for the Wolfpack to be successful.
First free throw bounces out on the other side for Quinnipiac as they make a couple of substitutions, including Mackenzie Helms into the lineup for the very first time. You look at Coach Tricia Fabry, and what a job she has done. One of the longest tenured coaches in women's college basketball, entering her 28th season at the helm of the Bobcats, which has included 11 straight winning seasons and 5 NCAA tournament appearances.
Unbelievable job. You don't see that longevity in any sport. 28 years at the same school.
One of the premier mid-major programs in the country, as Haywood misses that 3, and now another run out back the other way for the Wolfpack. It's remarkable on the floor right now for the Wolfpack. You have 2 former ACC 6th players of the year in Jada Boyd and Diamond Johnson, and now Camille Hobby added to that lineup.
That's
from
her
the right
shot.
elbow.
She can knock that down all day long. Camille Hobby.
16-3 in favor of the Wolfpack, as Haywood's going to be whistled for the double dribble, and you can see the frustration on the faces of the Bobcats already. Really struggling right now with the defensive pressure for the Wolfpack.
Here's Camille Hobby right here. Nice pass by Jaquita Brown. Turn and face. Knocked the 3 down. Knocked the jump shot down, excuse me.
Hobby with a couple of baskets early on. She's got 6. Tied for the team high with Madison Hayes in the early going, as the Wolfpack trying to put some more distance between themselves and the Bobcats here in this opening quarter. Still over 3 minutes left to play, as the entry pass a little bit out away from Hobby, and that one rolls out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Bobcats.
Madison has to get a little line there. She should have took a couple of bounces to the wing to get that ball into Hobby.
And into the game for the first time, Ernie. A player a lot of people are really excited about. Sanaya Rivers checks in for the first time for the Wolfpack. The transfer from South Carolina, won a national championship a season ago from Wilmington. A lot of potential in this young lady.
Yeah, top 3 recruits coming out her year.
Jumper on the way from Helms is up and good
Unbelievable
for 3.
athlete.
First made three-pointer of the ball game for the Bobcats. As Jakia around the screen, back to the top for Boyd. Boyd
This
loses the
matchup
handle.
zone is giving NC State some trouble.
Bobcats a little bit more effective defensively the last couple of minutes. As Michaela Morris rattles in the jumper. She can do a little bit of everything out there for this Bobcats team, and she's going to have to if they're going to hang around in this one.
Yeah, she was patient, turned, faced, and knocked that jump shot down.
Again, was a second-team All-MAC selection a season ago. Camille
That's
Hobby,
Camille Hobby
with the up and under.
She has great footwork. She plays the game extremely hard.
8 in the game for Hobby in the early going. 18-7 in favor of the Pack. Helms out front. As Morris looking for a second basket, but well defended that time by Hobby. And the loose ball comes to the Pack.
Here's Diamond on the push. She's going all the way.
Scoop layup, just left it a little bit short that time. Nifty little play by Diamond, just couldn't get it up over the rim. And now Helms, who started the first 11 games of the season last year, but was primarily a bench player down the stretch for them. Starts this game on the bench as well, but comes in and has a 3. That interior pass knocked away there. Good defense by the Pack.
Yeah, and it's...
Get our first look at Mimi Collins checking into the game, and along with Sanaya Rivers, as well as one player we'll see later, River Baldwin, making up a trio of transfer players for this Wolfpack team to help refortify the roster after graduating 4 of the top 5 starters from a season ago.
Yeah, and they brought in size. I mean, Mimi Collins, great player at Maryland, started off at Tennessee. Can shoot the mid-range and can rebound.
You mentioned the size. River Baldwin at 6'5", Mimi Collins 6'3", Sanaya Rivers as a point guard at 6'1". A lot of size for the Wolfpack as Brown Turner misses that one short, and the rebound to the Bobcats.
2 players that we promote in this are struggling offensively.
That's how it usually works,
Yeah,
right?
that's how it usually works.
Jakia just 19 points away, entering the game from 1,000 for her career. So with a good game tonight, potentially could hit that mark, but 0 for 4 to start the game for Jakia. Still a long way to go, though.
Still a long way to go in this game.
And speaking of transfers, we'll get our first look for the Bobcats at Mary Baskerville. Came over from Providence, was an all-league selection as a sophomore, but battled injuries last year before coming to the Bobcats. Is that three way off the mark by Grisdale? And the aforementioned Baskerville able to track it down. Caverly lines up that shot, hits it off to the right, and the rebound taken away by the Wolfpack.
Here's Sanaya Rivers on the push. Look at the quickness.
Sanaya Rivers hangs in the air and scores it in the foul.
And that's what she can do. She can handle the ball. She can bring it up as a second option and take the back. Here's Sanaya on a nice juke straight to the basket. Went up strong and got the and one.
And that's the advantage of having a point guard that stands 6'1" against a smaller team like Quinnipiac, just using that size and overpowering the Bobcats at the rim for the and one. And now completes the three-point play, and the lead extends to 14. Under a minute to play here in quarter number one. About a 12-second difference from game to shot clock. Good defense that time by Johnson against the bigger Caverly. Forced her to pick up the dribble. Now 8 on the shot clock.
Oh, good move.
Good up and under by O'Donnell, but it can be whistled for the travel. Coach Fabry doesn't like the call there for the Bobcats.
Pretty move. And took that extra step.
But you can see that experience at the international level for her.
Yes.
Making an impact for this Bobcat team early on. But now the Wolfpack with a chance to play for the final shot of the quarter, leading 21-7. And Diamond's going to take the air out of this one and play for the final shot. Rivers for three. Hits off the front of the rim. The rebound to Collins, but the game clock will expire here at the end of quarter number one. And Ernie, gotta love the way the Wolfpack started this one. Came out with their hair on fire, led it 12-0 before the Bobcats really got into the game. Terrific start.
Terrific start for the Wolfpack. They're just doing everything correct. They're attacking the basket. They're playing good defense, rebounding. Great.
In favor of the Wolfpack, taking advantage of the smaller Bobcats.
Oh, yeah, and Camille Hobby has 8 of those points. Yeah, the Wolfpack taking it to him down low.
Terrific start for the Wolfpack as Sanaya Rivers getting her first action as a member of the Wolfpack officially.
Wolfpack picking up the defensive intensity.
Trying to go backdoor, but stolen away. Another steal this time by Diamond Johnson. 6th turnover of the game already for the Bobcats. As Jakia misses that one a little bit short. Had a good rebound by Michaela Morris and the Bobcats.
She got bumped on that, but wasn't a strong drive to the basket.
Jakia struggling a little bit in the early going. 0 for her first 5 this season. As Caverly, one of the top three-point shooters in the MAC a season ago, forced to pick up the dribble. And the Bobcats are having all kinds of trouble right now getting this ball into the lane with 5 on the shot clock. Caverly with a good stutter step that time. Might have picked up that back foot, but we'll give her the basket. Make it 21-9. Sanaya Rivers bumped off the ball that time.
Caverly, she hesitated in the lane. Got River Baldwin off her block here. Hesitated. Put up the left-handed bank shot.
Give her credit. She did keep the back foot down. Nice little play that time by Caverly. Foul in the play goes against Raven Douglas, her first and the team first in the quarter. Good entry pass down low. Back to Sanaya Rivers, who lays it up and in, and Rivers gets her second basket, I should say. Up to 5 points in the early going for the Bobcats, or for the Wolfpack.
Nice pass by James.
Yes, Isaiah James into the game for the first time for the Wolfpack. Another of those really talented young players for the Wolfpack that are going to get an opportunity for bigger roles. She was an all-ACC freshman team selection a year ago. A lot of potential in her as well.
Oh, absolutely. She has a flair for the game as well. I called her the young gun last year.
Morris,
very exciting player.
And the rebound to the Wolfpack. As River Baldwin into the game for the first time as well.
Happy feet. River has some happy feet on that play.
Takes the extra step, does the transfer from Florida State. Baldwin averaged about 6 points, 5 rebounds a game last year playing down in Tallahassee. A real addition to this front court for the Wolfpack to provide some depth behind Camille Hobby.
And size.
Yes. Stands about 6'5", does Baldwin. He's down to 10 on the shot clock again. Seems like the Bobcats, even though the foul this time is going to go against Diamond Johnson, having all kinds of trouble getting into their offense. And Diamond Johnson, kind of the tip of the spear, making it really difficult.
Yeah, she's playing great defense. She's playing great perimeter defense. She's playing well. She's distributing the ball. She's playing both sides of the court.
Madison Hayes checks back in.
Now you'll see Sanaya Rivers take over the point guard duties.
So Johnson will sit for a few moments. And like you mentioned, Ernie, Rivers at the top. Gabberly, though, shakes free of her, misses the jumper, and the rebound taken away by Baldwin.
Baldwin just skying over everybody and snatching that rebound.
Collins with good catch that time in traffic, and
good
then finds
pass.
Baldwin. Misses the layup a little bit short. Good job by Michaela Morris for the Bobcats, influencing that shot. And the rebound taken away by Quinnipiac. Needs to get something going, trying to avoid getting down too much further, trailing 23-9.
Oh, tough shot.
As the breeze from outside pushes that one over the back of the rim.
There's Isaiah James on the push.
Little turnaround jumper is up and good from the baseline for Mimi Collins.
Mimi Collins, she has a great mid-range game. She can knock that shot down all day.
Came over from Maryland, a former second-team All-Big Ten selection. Gives the Wolfpack a 16-point edge at 25-9. Gabberly barrels over River Baldwin, who holds her ground and draws the charge. And another turnover for the Bobcats. That'll be their 7th.
Right now, the Wolfpack has 4 former McDonald's All-Americans on the court right now.
You take a look at the job that Mimi Collins did on that previous little turnaround jumper. That gives this team another dimension offensively if she can make that shot consistently for NC State throughout the year.
Well, in practice yesterday, Coach was trying to get her to knock down 3-pointers. He thinks that she could be a good stretch 4.
Sanaya trying to thread the needle that time underneath, but couldn't get the pass all the way through. But the last touch goes off the Bobcats. Shot clock will reset back to 20. With the Wolfpack very much in control of this one, leading 25-9. Good job that time, hanging in the air. Madison Hayes waited for the contact to come and will get herself back to the free throw line, as Madison Hayes had a really nice start in the first quarter. Ernie, as you look back at some of the numbers from that opening quarter, Hayes with 6 points on a perfect 2 of 2 shooting, including 1 of 2 at the line. Hayes misses the first free throw. A reminder, folks, Wednesday we'll have the men's soccer championship semifinals as 3rd-seeded Virginia takes on 2nd-seeded Syracuse at 5 Eastern in the first matchup, and then 8th-seeded Clemson, who upset previously unbeaten Duke in the quarterfinals, squares off against 4th-seeded Wake Forest. Both matches right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. The winners meeting in the championship game Sunday at noon Eastern. That game aired on ESPNU. 0 for 2 at the line for Hayes.
Defense by Rivers.
Entry pass down low. Collins knocks that one away from Haywood. And Rivers comes up with a loose ball. Hangs in the air. James misses that one strong. Offensive rebound, though, swatted away. And again by Baskerville.
Baskerville just quick off the floor.
The transfer from Providence.
2 consecutive block shots. One on River Baldwin and then James.
We talked to the coaching staff for the Bobcats before the game, and what did they say about Mary?
She's very athletic. She has bounce. They've never seen it before, the way she gets up off the floor.
Said at this level, they've never seen anybody get off the floor like that before, and there's a good example of it right there.
Yeah, she absolutely has some bunnies.
Baldwin will take a seat after a good stretch for her. Camille Hobby checking back in for the Wolfpack. And for the Bobcats, Mackenzie Helms checks in as well. 26-9 as the offense has really slowed down a little bit for both teams. Bobcats haven't scored in over 3 minutes. As Baskerville, nice little scoop shot, gets up underneath Hobby.
To the basket. She averaged 10 points a game in her career at Providence. So she can score. Ooh.
Rivers with the spinning layup that time, couldn't get it to go. Just rolled off the back of the rim.
The elevation on that.
Haywood's going to be whistled for the traveling violation there that time as she tried to let Mimi Collins fly by. Read my mind.
And Mimi, she flew by.
Yep.
But she caused that travel.
Rose Casso will get her first opportunity for the Bobcats, one of 2 freshmen on the roster, 3 freshmen on the roster for Quinnipiac. Getting their first opportunity, and she'll have the assignment against Sanaya Rivers. Collins now will be whistled for the travel as she took an extra step. So the turnover will give it back to the Bobcats. Trailing by 15 at 26-11. As Helms, Caverly, O'Donnell, Casso, and Baskerville on the floor for Quinnipiac. Good defense again, keeping everything out of the lane for the Bobcats. Under 10 to shoot. Caverly, a step inside the three-point line, misses that one, and a good box out and a rebound by Madison Hayes.
Here's Sanaya Rivers, head up. Nice. Ooh.
The little crossover. And the left-handed layup for Sanaya Rivers, showing why she was the National High School Player of the Year 2 years ago. And then Helms gets her shot swatted away by Madison Hayes, and on the floor for it, Hobby.
Great hustle by Hobby. That's what you want. That's what you want to see from your players.
It'll be Wolfpack basketball as we hit the media timeout. We'll be back with more after this here on the ACC Network. (28-11) Wolfpack in front of the Bobcats. And Ernie, as we take a look back at what the Wolfpack are replacing, so many All-Americans, All-ACC performers, starting with Elisa Cunane. Just a wild number of really talented players that the Wolfpack are replacing this year that won 3 ACC titles in a row.
That's the legacy group right there. Lisa Cunane, the big smile, the consummate professional, Raina Perez. Then you got the glue, Kayla Jones, and none other than the other Kai Clutchfield with the three-pointers.
Being replaced by a number of players, including Jada Boyd, Diamond Johnson, Camille Hobby out there, as well as the aforementioned Jada Boyd in the lane with the soft touch that time, Ernie.
Yeah, that first step, at her size, she just can't be stopped. She's 3 for 3 in this game.
Another turnover for the Bobcats, kind of an unforced error that time as they commit their 10th of the ball game.
And she's under control. You know, when she's making that drive to the basket, she has great elevation on her jumper. Jada Boyd is looking like she's going to have a great year.
You looked at that group of legacy players that really helped to elevate this program to the national level, and then you look around this arena tonight. You played here under Coach Jimmy V. When this building's 70% full for a 5 o'clock tip-off on opening night, you know what Coach Moore has built here.
Yeah, he's built a great program, one of the best programs in the country. If you're a recruit and you come to see a game like this and the crowd out here, you want to play in front of a nice crowd, Reynolds has always been one of the great places to play in college basketball.
Gaverly launches a three that's short, and the rebound to Boyd. And the Wolfpack trying to push it back in transition. Diamond, a little scoop layup that time, a little bit long with it.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move to the basket. She just could not finish.
But the story, I think, for the Wolfpack in this first half is on the defensive end. The Bobcats just 5 of 24 shooting the basketball in the opening 2 quarters thus far. The Wolfpack defense has been on lockdown pretty much from the opening tip in this one.
And that's what I wanted to see, the defensive intensity. You know, your defense has to remain consistent. You're not going to score the ball every game. You're not going to knock down threes, but your defense has to be consistent in order for you to win.
Even the shots that Quinnipiac has made have been contested, difficult shots. That was another example of it right there as Madison Hayes with the step-back jumper. Hits it off the back of the rim. Hobby battling for the loose ball. And the putback wouldn't go, but the rebound taken away by Baskerville. Bobcats desperately trying to get something going, build some momentum for the second half, trailing by 19 at 30-11. Face up with Boyd. Baskerville gets tied up inside. Good job that time by Camille Hobby, showing off that defensive prowess.
And Jada Boyd. I mean, the athleticism against athleticism. Jada Boyd went up and tied her up.
And Ernie, we're going to get our first look at Jessica Timmons. Only 11 players on this roster for the Wolfpack this season, but every single one of them can really play. Even Timmons, who's the last player into the game today for the Wolfpack, but boy, she's a talented one also.
Yeah, she's one of the all-time leading scorers in high school basketball, women's high school basketball here in North Carolina. I mean, she can shoot the ball, she can play.
Sophie Hart getting her first minutes as well, dumping it off to Jada Boyd underneath, who's going to get herself to the free throw line. And Boyd trying to continue her perfect start to the day. 3 of 3 from the field to go along with 4 rebounds.
And the patience, she, pump fake, went up and got fouled.
Jada, a season ago, a 77% free throw shooter. First of the year for her. Has only made 7 career starts before tonight, but she was always a closer for those Wolfpack teams the last couple of seasons as well. And oftentimes it's not about whether you start, it's about who finishes.
Yeah, I'll take finishers' minutes over starters' minutes.
Jada makes both, extends the lead to 21. First time it's been above the 20-point mark today, 32-11. As we tick under 2 minutes to play before halftime. Helms with a nice crossover that time.
Everywhere. She's struggling offensively, but she is playing defense.
7 to shoot again. Bobcats really struggling to find a good look. Morris is just going to have to fire one up, but the ball loose on the floor, and that's going to be another near turnover, but a shot clock violation that's going to give the ball back to the Wolfpack. And we talked about it. That defense just swarming.
It's just swarming. Diamond Johnson is just closing out. All the Wolfpack players are just geeked up to play defense. And like I said again, that's what's going to win games. That type of intensity on a regular basis is going to cause turnovers and gives the opposition headaches.
Turnover number 12, 7 of those here in the second quarter for the Bobcats. Jada Boyd, strong drive, draws contact, and will get herself back to the line as you start to see Jada assert herself offensively the last couple of possessions. So Boyd, who made 2 free throws a moment ago, chance to add to her total.
Jada Boyd is a WNBA player. I'm going to say that off the jump.
Certainly wouldn't be a surprise as we take a look at just one game tonight of a busy night of opening college hoops. Coming up at 7 on the ACC Network, we'll take you to Cameron Indoor for the start of our men's doubleheader as the 7th-ranked Blue Devils hosting Jacksonville, followed by the top-ranked Tar Heels hosting UNC Wilmington. We'll wrap up the night with a Nothing But Net crew in Chapel Hill. Part of a great day of college hoops action to tip off the season right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Jada makes both, 34-11 in favor of the Wolfpack. We got a whistle away from the basketball. It's going to go against the Wolfpack.
They said Sophie Hart pushed off with 2 arms. I mean, Wolfpack, they just have size, speed, athleticism.
Sophie, a sophomore from Farmington, Minnesota. Only played about 4.5 minutes a game last year, but another one that's going to take a step forward in terms of her contribution level this season.
She learned a lot from the Big Smile playing against her every day in practice. You can't do nothing but get better.
Less than 5 to shoot again for the Bobcats. Just going to have to fire one up there for Grisdale. That's an air ball. Just nothing around the rim right now for the Bobcats.
Oh, tough play.
That ball nearly looked like it was going to get tipped off the backboard and drop in there. Wolfpack feel like that was deflected last by the Bobcats. Officials are going to huddle up and discuss.
Yeah, Madison threw a tough pass into Sophie Hart.
Pass was last touched by the Bobcats, so the Wolfpack will have it. We're under a minute to play here in this second quarter, 34-11 in favor of NC State. This game, one of a number of really difficult games potentially on the schedule in non-conference play, Ernie, as Coach Moore really challenging his group this season as the three-pointer from the corner by Diamond Johnson is up and good.
Yeah, she can shoot that. She's not going to miss all day. You can forget that.
First make from 3 for Diamond.
Yeah, and Coach Moore talked about it on the Zoom call in regards to, wanting to play, the top mid-major teams. He wanted to be number 1 in the net, moving forward. They were number 2 last year behind South Carolina in the final. And the net is is one of the criteria the NCAA uses to seed teams. in the
Entry
tournament.
pass taken away by Diamond Johnson, and then leading it ahead for Hayes, who gets bumped and fouled. Bobcats well over the limit, and that's going to put the Pack at the line for a chance to add to this lead. You look at the run right now, 16-2 for the Wolfpack over the last 8 minutes or so. And the Bobcats have made just one of their last 9 shots and have not scored the last 5 minutes, as Hayes at the line knocks down the free throw. Hayes now with 9 points, knocks down the second one as well to make it an even 10. She leads the Wolfpack in scoring as the lead balloons now to 28 at 39-11. 15 seconds to play in the half. More stifling defense from the Wolfpack. Bobcats just having all kinds of trouble getting it inside as that shot way off the mark by Tierra White, and now a chance for a final shot for the Wolfpack as Timmons going to fire this one up at the buzzer. It's going to be just short. 39-11 is the score, Ernie. What'd you like in the first half from the Wolfpack?
What I saw, what I talked about earlier, the defensive intensity, Diamond Johnson distributing the ball, getting up to players. Her shot's not there. She's finding other players off the bench playing well. Everything.
To distribute as a group, 4 players with at least 2 assists in that opening half. You have to like that number 2.
Absolutely. I mean, if you'd have told me that Diamond Johnson would only had 3 points and Jakia Brown-Turner didn't score and they're still up almost 20-something points in this game, they haven't even got started yet.
And as we get set to start the second half, Ernie, just give us a couple of keys for this final 20 minutes for the Wolfpack.
I think you said it like in the break. I hope nobody gets hurt in this game. The Wolfpack, they're going to continue to do what they're doing. Here's Camille Hobby on the boards, crashing the offensive boards. The Wolfpack just has to keep pounding it inside, taking great shots and playing great defense. And for the Bobcats, they just need to try to slow the train down, try to get some open shots and get some drives to the basket. They got to see some shots going down for them to try to get back into this game.
The rebound for Hobby was her 5th, and as a team, the Wolfpack out-rebounding the Bobcats 28-15 now, including 7-2 in offensive rebounds. So picking up some second-chance points is Camille Hobby as she makes her first, and a chance to get herself into double figures with another make. Second player into double figures now for the Wolfpack alongside Jada Boyd, each of them with 10. And we pick up right where we left off with the Wolfpack now leading by 30, 41-11 here early third quarter. And if you're the Bobcats, the biggest struggle for them was trying to get things inside as Douglas knocks down the 3.
That's a big shot right there, right off the screen. Nice knockdown. That should give you some confidence.
And this is actually a little bit of a homecoming for Raven Douglas. She's actually here from Raleigh.
Yeah, she's from Raleigh.
And went to Millbrook, so this is a homecoming for her.
Yeah, that's the same school that produced Kai Clutchfield.
Yes, it did. Her dad actually ran track at NC State, too. 41-14 in favor of the Wolfpack, trying to get it down low for Baskerville.
Oh, nice skip pass.
3-pointer out of the corner is up and good for Jackie Grisdale. Second one of the game for her. She's got 6.
See, when you knock one of those 3-point shots down, sometimes it becomes contagious.
That's the first make from 3 in the ball game for the Bobcats after they went 0 for 11 in the first half. As Diamond Johnson with a little shoulder shake that time.
Pass.
Good pass up underneath. Jada couldn't quite handle it, though, and then loose on the floor. We're going to get a reach-in foul, it looks like, against the Bobcats. As you look at the start of the second half for the Bobcats, getting a good 3-pointer out of Raven Douglas, the first make from 3 in the ball game.
The second make.
And then the second one, like we mentioned, 0 for 11 to start the game, but now 2 of 2 to start the second half.
Hill.
Good strong drive that time by Hobby. Couldn't finish it with the left hand, though, and the rebound to the Bobcats. Haywood with it to the top for Caverly. And Caverly, one of the best 3-point shooters in the league a year ago, but has not really been able to find her stroke. Just 1 of 5 in the first half. And she's been really hounded throughout the ball game thus far. As Haywood having trouble with Jakia's defense, the long arms of Brown-Turner pushing the shot clock under 5. She's going to have to force it up as Caverly. That's not even going to come close to drawing iron. And the loose ball taken away by the Pack.
It's Diamond on the push.
Jada forced to pick up the basketball and kicks it outside for Jakia.
And Jada Boyd just playing within herself, not taking any bad shots, not forcing anything. She's in control of her game.
Hayes had a hand on that rebound for a moment, but Haywood able to rip it away. Now she'll step into an open three, knock it down.
I tell you, those threes, once you see one or two drop, the floodgates open.
It was a 30-point game a moment ago, and now all of a sudden it's 21. Not necessarily time to ring the panic bell, but still it's a good start if you're a Bobcat fan after going 0 for 11 from deep in the first half.
They're a better team than that, even without their best player.
We mentioned it off the top, Mackenzie Deweese not available tonight. The preseason Mid-Major Player of the Year award watch list recipient as Camille Hobby gets the ball knocked away from her. And now Caverly finds Haywood open for three. Knocks down another one. 4 in a row for the Bobcats. And just like that, it's an 18-point game.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Once you see a couple of those three-point shots go down, you get some confidence.
It can be contagious as the Bobcats very quickly rip off. Dave Shook and Ernie Myers with you here at courtside inside Reynolds Coliseum. The Bobcats out of the locker room on a 12-0 run thanks to 4 consecutive made three-pointers. And Ernie, it can be real easy once you see the ball go in the basket once. That can kind of open the floodgates after they were 0 for 11 in the first half.
Yeah, and they begin some wide open shots as well. So the perimeter defense has slacked up a little for the Wolfpack. But yeah, once you see a couple of those shots go down as a team, you're like, hey, man.
And then the Wolfpack answering right back as Diamond Johnson knocks down her first one from deep. First make of the game for Diamond, in fact. Second make of the game for Diamond.
Yeah, she hit one in the corner right before the half. But, yeah, that's her game, man. That's her diamond three. She knocks those threes down.
Stops the run for the Bobcats, and then there's the takeaway. Good defense that time by the Wolfpack as River Baldwin comes up with the loose ball. Wolfpack made some wholesale substitutions with Sanaya Rivers, River Baldwin getting into the game. As Baldwin going to be whistled for the travel that time. Looked like there was some contact under the rim, but nevertheless, the ball will go over to the Bobcats as you take a look at the three a moment ago by Diamond Johnson.
Nice skip pass by River Baldwin. Caught Diamond Johnson open for the wide open three.
Such a smooth shooter, Ernie, as you look at her form and the way she shoots it.
Yeah, she has a great stroke.
Really talented offensive player, has 6 points in the ball game, 2 of 2 from the three-point line. As Michaela Morris working against the size of River Baldwin, able to get it up over the top of her.
Tough shot.
Points on the inside have been tough to come by.
Move.
Diamond Johnson with the floater that time, hits it off the front of the rim. Gaverly had it for a moment, but Diamond comes out of there with it.
Offensive board.
Baldwin with the spin move to the middle, and then hitting the deck hard that time is Jada Boyd.
Jada Boyd came flying in the lane to get that rebound. Took a hard fall.
Looks like she's okay, though, but you saw her come
there she is.
Climbing in there. And just got tied up a little bit with Ella O'Donnell and wasn't able to get her feet up underneath her, but fortunately looks like she's okay. She'll stay in the game.
Jada Boyd's tough.
Sophie Hart checking in for the first time in the second half in place of River Baldwin. As Caverly will bring it up for the Bobcats. Bobcats have had a really difficult time, Ernie, getting the ball inside below the three-point line because of the defense for the Wolfpack. There's another example of it right there as Diamond gets a hand on that pass and Caverly gives the foul, and that's going to take us to a break. But good defense again by the Wolfpack as they lead this one 44-25 is the score right here on the ACC Network. At Reynolds Coliseum before a really animated crowd. The Wolfpack on top of the Bobcats 44-25. Dave Shook and Ernie Myers. And Ernie, the Wolfpack continuing to jump the passing lanes and make life very difficult for the Bobcats. Now 14 turnovers after the steal a moment ago by Diamond Johnson. She's got 3 of them in the game so far. Yeah, they're playing the passing lanes, and that's what they practiced in practice yesterday. You know, playing those passing lanes aggressively, and it's showing up here in the game today. And just talking about Diamond Johnson, I mean, she has 0 turnovers so far in this game. Last year, she led the team in turnovers coming off the bench.
So she's controlling her ball control, and she's getting the ball to, players in places where they can score. She's under control. She's doing a great job as a floor general.
You'll take a 2-0 assist-to-turnover ratio any day as Jada Boyd sweeps across the lane and lays it in with the left hand.
Jada Boyd just powered it in, put it up with the left hand. Strong move to the basket by Jada Boyd.
46-25 in favor of the Wolfpack, who have stopped the Bobcat run pretty cold over the last couple of minutes.
Jada Boyd still hasn't missed a shot in this game today.
Sanaya Rivers swats that one away, says no thank you to Ella O'Donnell. I don't know how many players on the Irish national team are as big as Sanaya Rivers, but I'm going to guess not many.
Not many.
Under 10 to shoot again for the Bobcats. This was a theme in the first half, and now an offensive foul as Baskerville is going to be whistled for the moving screen. Turnover number 15 for the Bobcats.
Yeah,
and again, all kinds of trouble getting the ball below the three-point line with the Wolfpack defense really swarming.
Yeah, really swarming, and Diamond Johnson just, she just moved her out of the way. That's what that offensive foul was.
Just a little past the halfway mark of quarter number 3 as Jakia knocks down the 3 from the wing, and Jakia Brown-Turner, at long last, has her first basket of the day.
She can shoot that again. The prettiest left-hand jump shot in America. Jakia Brown-Turner. She was wide open on that.
First make in 6 tries for Jakia tonight. Again, we mentioned coming in 19 points shy of 1,000 for her career. May not get that tonight, but probably won't be too long before that happens.
She might get that the next game.
She might. Nia Rivers picks up the foul. Just the second against the Wolfpack in the quarter. Haywood with it on the far side, working against Jada Boyd. Got the ball swiped away again. That time, knocking that one away was Jakia.
Those active hands. Here she goes.
Looking for another one. That one off the side of the rim. Boyd's got the miss, though. Good little up and under, draws the foul, and she'll get herself to the free throw line.
Jada Boyd with the hustle on the offensive glass. I mean, she's just doing it all today.
That's rebound number 5 by Jada Boyd. Gets herself to the free throw line where she's a perfect 4 for 4 today. As Jada with a team high and game high 12 points in the game. A perfect 4 for 4 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line, 5 rebounds. That's a good little stat line right there.
Yeah, you got a quarter to go.
First free throw rattles through for Jada Boyd. Reminder, Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, the ACC Huddle crew will be in Syracuse to get you set for another full day of college football. They'll also have halftime shows as well as pre- and post-game shows throughout the day. Then at 6:30, get a complete wrap-up of the afternoon games and get you set for the primetime matchup between Florida State and Syracuse on the ACC Network beginning at 8 o'clock. It's all right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Jada continues to be perfect from the floor and from the line. Team high 14 points, game high 14 points, and the lead creeping back up toward that 30-point mark, 51-25 in favor of the Wolfpack as Caverly trying to answer and rattles that 3 in.
Caverly, she's a good three-point shooter.
36% from the three-point line a season ago, tops on the team. First make of the night today, though. As Jakia thought about another three-pointer. This time we'll get it low inside for Hart, but Hart's going to be whistled for the travel. Sophie looks a little bit uncomfortable down there still, kind of getting her feet wet. Yeah,
she came into this year. She's in shape, and she plays well in practice. She's got to get used to playing. She has good offensive moves.
And playing behind Lisa Kinane and Camille Hobby the last couple of seasons, you can only get better with that kind of practice opportunity. 10 on the shot clock as Grisdale knocks down another 3. For Grisdale, that's her second, and for the Bobcats continuing to light things up.
Yeah, they shoot a lot better in the second half.
5 of 5 from the three-point line in the second half. Trying to answer is Diamond Johnson. Misses that one hard off the back of the rim. Last touch out of bounds off the Bobcats, though. The Wolfpack will keep it with a fresh shot clock. Hobby and Collins check back in. Sanaya Rivers, Sophie Hart, and Jada Boyd will go to the bench. And the Mackenzie Helms will check in for the Bobcats in place of Caverly. Sanaya actually will stay in the game and inbound the basketball. Pia goes to work on the baseline, is bumped off her spot. Ernie, I want to ask your thoughts. We are seeing Sanaya Rivers for the first time kind of playing a big role for this Wolfpack team. Was primarily a back end of the rotation player for South Carolina, winning a national championship a year ago. What's your impression seeing her in a real game action for the first time?
I mean, she's very athletic. I mean, she can handle the basketball. She has patience. I mean, she always has her head up. She's just a bright light on the court. I mean, just seeing her in person, I mean, you know, she has the length, and she can get to the basket anytime she wants.
7 points on 3 of 5 from the field for Sanaya in her first appearance for the Wolfpack as Jakia makes 1 of 2 at the stripe. Now up to 4 points in the ball game and the lead to 22 at 52-30. But maybe the best aspect for Rivers has been the defensive side of the floor, where she's been a real pest tonight.
She and Diamond Johnson.
Johnson gets her hands on another loose ball, couldn't pull this one away. Helms will knock down the short jumper from the baseline.
It seems like the Bobcats are more comfortable in the second half. They're getting some wide open jump shots, and they're converting.
I feel like Coach Fabry might have had a few choice words for her team in the locker room about playing with poise. After they looked really out of sorts in the first half, as Diamond Johnson with a step back from 18.
Head and shoulder fakes.
There's not much you can do about that.
Nothing you can do about that. The head and shoulder fakes, getting open. You can't leave her open, man. She's going to knock it down.
You don't see a lot of players like that at the MAC, I would guess.
No.
And there's Rivers again, as we were just talking about it. Jumping the passing lane and forces the turnover as you take a look at that.
Diamond, head, shoulder fake, lean, step back, bang.
That's a good-looking shot by Diamond Johnson, who will get a well-deserved rest on the bench. Johnson now up to 8 points in the ballgame to go along with 6 rebounds and a couple of assists.
And 3 steals.
And 3 steals and no turnovers.
And no turnovers. That's a healthy stat line for any starting point guard.
I think Coach Moore will take that another 35 to 40 times this season. Mimi Collins at the top for the Wolfpack. Digging into the bench a little bit.
To the spacing, quick spin, Camille, shaking. She can get that all day.
Hobby just posting up Morris, puts her in the spin cycle, and will get herself to the free throw line.
Check out Camille Hobby. I don't know if they're going to show the replay. I mean, it's just the footwork, the patience.
Hobby was the go-to player in the first half, had 10 points in that opening half. Chance to get on the board for the first time in the second half with the Bobcats well over the foul limit. That's team foul number 8 in this third quarter as Hobby misses the first. But Hobby's another one that played behind Elisa Cunane, waited her turn, and now getting an opportunity in that high-profile role. You and I were both talking with Coach Moore earlier this week and said even without Cunane, they wanted to play inside out. And if they're going to do that, Camille Hobby's going to have to be the real stalwart for this group down low.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking to Camille Hobby about, you know, her commitment to NC State, you know, she said her parents told her to stay with, you know, stick with it. You know, a lot of kids, they're jumping in the transfer portal and, you know, they're not playing a lot. But she's got 3 ACC championship rings and could possibly get a 4th one in her career. I mean, great talent. And she comes from a great family.
Hobby, a senior from Jacksonville, Florida. As we're under a minute to play here in this third quarter. Catch and shoot 3 by Grisdale. A little bit hard off the back of the rim. And the rebound to Rivers.
Look at Rivers just pushing the ball.
So much speed with the scoop layup up and in.
And the extension by Sanaya Rivers. Once she gets comfortable here in Reynolds Coliseum and playing for NC State, it's going to be a show every game.
9 points in the game for Rivers. And a reaching foul. It's going to go against the Wolfpack and Timmons.
Let's see if they show that Rivers go to the basket. That was awesome.
Well, you keep talking about the size for Rivers as a point guard and her ability and her athleticism to to just kind of blow by people, and then she can also go over the top of you with her size and her athleticism. She is a player with a lot of potential for this Wolfpack team.
Oh, absolutely. And once she gets to the basket, the elevation.
Haywood misses the jumper, and now
Look at her, head up.
Toward the end of the third quarter is going to launch it from three-quarter. Oh, just off to the left. But a good quarter for Sanaya Rivers and a good quarter for the Wolfpack as they extend that lead out to 24. 56-32 is the score as you take a look at Sanaya Rivers, and the third quarter
with the rebound.
capped off by that coast-to-coast layup to extend the lead for the Reynolds Coliseum, with the Wolfpack on top of the Bobcats 56-32. Dave Shook and Ernie Myers. And Ernie, you talk about all the returning production from players like Jada Boyd and Timon Johnson, but man, it's hard not to get excited about the long-term future of this program. Maybe with Sanaya Rivers at the head of that, 9 points in the ball game, and she's been really an impact player on both ends.
Yeah, yes, she has, with the length and the way she's directing the offense. Look at that pass.
Up underneath, Isaiah James with the lay-in, and Sanaya Rivers smiling and pointing.
Yeah, she was looking away. She saw Sanaya Rivers cutting to the basket. She drew the defense to herself and just kicked it to Sanaya Rivers for the lay-in.
And we say the future of this program with Sanaya Rivers. I think Sanaya is probably going to have a little bit to do with the president of this program as well.
Absolutely. She's a playmaker. You know, she makes plays.
Talented player, won a national championship with South Carolina a season ago. Played 20 minutes in the national semifinal game against Louisville. And Sanaya with another scoop layup attempt. That one hits the underside of the backboard. And the loose ball taken away by the Bobcats.
And once she gets comfortable shooting the jump shot, she's going to be unstoppable.
Definitely the part of her game that still is being developed. She was just 1 of 31 from the three-point line a season ago. Playing down in Columbia as the three-pointer from Brisdale on the way is short. And this time a little push foul. That time is going to go against the Wolfpack. The Bobcats trailed by as many as 30 in that third quarter, but were able to claw their way back to within 18, shooting it well from the three-point line. But now the Wolfpack back up to a 26-point lead right here on the ACC network. Reynolds Coliseum, we talked all night about some of the lost production from last season. One of the players I think that doesn't get enough attention, Kai Crutchfield, who's in attendance here tonight at Reynolds Coliseum.
Kai Crutchfield, one of the all-time greats in Wolfpack women's basketball, wearing her number 3 hat.
One of those 4 starters that graduated after last season. 3 consecutive ACC championships, including a regular season title last year as Mimi Collins misses it off the front of the rim. Hobby trying to save it in bounds, but it'll go back over to the Bobcats. Like you said, Kai Crutchfield, what a three-point shooter she was.
And not only that, I mean, she always guarded the toughest offensive player. She was a great two-way player, Kai Crutchfield.
That's a senior class that may not ever be topped here in Raleigh.
No, she definitely left a legacy. And being from Raleigh, on top of that, homegrown.
Shot off to the left, and Isaiah James skipped it ahead for Timmons. Jumper's up and good.
Timmons hesitated. Pump fake. Got herself open and knocked that shot down.
Good looking shot from Timmons. First basket of the game for her.
Again, every player on this team can play. It's just they got to find the time.
In fact, all but one have scored at least 1 basket tonight. Sophie Hart, the only exception to that. As Michaela Morris trying to work her way inside, but has to kick it out. 3 on the shot clock. Haywood's just going to have to fire it. Didn't get it off, and it'll be a shot clock violation. Ooh, no, they're going to say a foul. Thought they had a shot clock violation initially, but instead it's going to be a foul on Mimi Collins.
Coach Moore said, yeah, you did it. Here's Mimi just smacked her in the face right here. Here, pop.
Yeah, did make some contact there.
Yeah, she made a little contact. It wasn't that vicious.
Officials discussing whether it's a 2 or a 3-shot foul. Mimi still with a look of disbelief on her face as Cartera Haywood will get herself to the free throw line. Haywood with 6 points in the game, go along with 5 rebounds, but does have 5 turnovers.
She's a good-looking player. I mean, she's going to play well in the MAC. I mean, she can shoot the three. She's athletic. She plays hard.
Comes from an athletic family. Her brother, Curtis, actually still plays at Georgia Tech right now.
Oh, okay.
So some familiarity with the ACC and the family. As Sanaya Rivers running the show for the Wolfpack and has been for the last 6 or 7 minutes.
See the patience.
Zaya James steps into an open three.
Tough shot.
Offensive rebound and the putback no good by Mimi Collins, but she will get herself to the free throw line. And Mimi Collins picking up another offensive rebound. That's her 3rd rebound overall in the game for the Wolfpack. That's 11 offensive rebounds. And second chance points, 7-0 in favor of the Wolfpack so far.
When you see Sanaya Rivers running the point with her head up, pointing, directing the team, that's the sign of a great point guard. I mean, she's aware. She's telling players where to go, where she wants them to be.
Collins knocks down both free throws, extends the lead to 28 at 62-34. Another good number I think you'll appreciate, Ernie. Wolfpack 76% from the line in the ballgame, 16 of 21 tonight.
Yeah, that's great free throw shooting.
Lost the basketball on the floor, did LaBarge, able to save it though. Again, under 10 on the shot clock. Mimi Collins steps in front and takes the ball away. 3-on-2, back the other way.
Good pass.
Up and underneath, lay it in the foul for Jessica Timmons.
Did you see Mimi Collins running the break with the nice bounce pass to Jessica?
Everybody on this team can do just a little bit of everything.
She's running the break right here. Nice bounce pass. Timmons was patient, got fouled, and the and one. Great defense.
You've got your 6'3" center running the break. You know you've got something.
Yeah, absolutely. And she was excited. She made that play.
And here's another number I think you'll appreciate, Ernie. You look up and down the stat sheet right now. 9 of the 11 players on the roster for the Wolfpack have at least 1 assist in the ball game. So sharing the ball.
Sharing the ball. Everybody's involved. I know Coach is going to love that stat.
65-34, largest lead of the game for the Wolfpack. 6.5 to play here inside Reynolds Coliseum on what's been a fun opening night for the defending ACC champions.
See, you got to play defense if you want to play for Coach Westmore.
Jumper banks it in.
30 points, and they're playing defense, intense defense.
Tierra White, the 6-foot junior from Port Orange, Florida, gets her first basket. Wolfpack back the other way with Sanaya Rivers. Like you said, head up, directing traffic right now for the Wolfpack.
That's her shot.
Collins from the elbow.
That's her shot. That's Mimi's shot. She's deadly in the mid-range game.
6 in the game for Mimi Collins to go along with 3 rebounds and an assist. Everybody stuffing the stat sheet in this one for NC State.
Mimi didn't play in the exhibition game. She wasn't feeling well. But she practiced yesterday, did well, and she's coming out here playing hard.
River Baldwin picks up the blocking foul that time and will send Tierra White to the line. Check that. They'll actually say that foul on the floor, and so the Bobcats will inbound. White makes the catch and will fire an 18-footer. Knocked down the basket, and then a foul away from the basketball that I think is going to go on Jessica Timmons, who looked like she and Caverly were. Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Wow.
Foul came during the shot, and Caverly and Timmons kind of tangled up that time. So the Bobcats will keep possession of the basketball after the made shot. 67-38. Haywood, good strong drive that time, draws contact and get herself to the line. Like you said, Haywood, another player for this Quinnipiac team that has the kind of athleticism you don't normally see at the mid-major level. This is a good basketball team that's going to win a lot of games this year, just not tonight.
Yeah, not tonight. They're going to win a lot of. They're going to win a lot of games when they get
DeWeese back.
DeWeese back, and they get into a flow. They're going to win some games.
Yep. You can see the experience level and the talent level for this group. And at their level, this is going to be they're going to be a handful.
Yeah, they're picked to win the MAC.
Yep.
And they play some tough teams on their schedule too. They play Indiana again, and at Indiana.
O'Donnell misses that one off to the right. Check that, Grisdale with the miss. Rebound to Isaiah James. Trying to wrap it in down low for Collins, and the reach around foul. It's going to go against the Bobcats, as the foul's starting to pile up on both sides here in this fourth quarter as we hit the halfway mark. (67-38) is the advantage for the Wolfpack, who themselves will play a very difficult schedule in non-conference play. We touched on it earlier. I know one game I think a lot of Wolfpack fans are going to have circled on the calendar is going to be that trip to Soares to play UConn.
Yes.
And the rematch from last year's heartbreaking Elite Eight loss for the Wolfpack in double overtime.
Yeah, I remember that game.
You were there. That's
I
right.
was there, and
before a suspiciously partisan crowd in Bridgeport.
Zakiya Brown-Turner with that corner jump shot to
send it to that second overtime.
Send it to that second overtime. Unbelievable.
10 seconds on the shot clock as Rivers.
Good pass.
Nice
Good
toss.
pass.
River Baldwin wide open underneath that time on the nice pass by Sanaya Rivers, who continues to put together a really nice debut for the Wolfpack.
I mean, her patience, and like I said, she's directing the flow of the offense. Beautiful pass inside.
First basket of the game for Baldwin. Now again under 10 to shoot for the Bobcats as the Wolfpack, even with the 31-point advantage, continuing to hound the Bobcats all over the floor, forcing another turnover. That's the turnover number 20 for the Bobcats.
Sanaya Rivers, she had them thinking she was going to pass the ball outside and got it down low to River Baldwin for a nice lay-in.
Baldwin just with good positioning that time as well to seal off the defender.
She definitely did. She sealed her off and went up strong with that.
Using that 6'5" frame. That's what you like to see. As the Wolfpack in control of this one, 69-38. Just about 4 minutes left to play here on opening night inside Reynolds Coliseum. First of 2 games this week for the Wolfpack.
And look at the patience of the Wolfpack, even in a game like this. They're moving the ball side to side, trying to find an open shot.
Wolfpack will play again on Thursday night back here inside the friendly confines as the Phoenix from Elon will make the trek to Raleigh. Morris driving inside, swatted away by River Baldwin, but the second chance opportunity up and good. Morris with the bucket there for the Bobcats. 6 in the game for Morris. Just 3 of 10 shooting though. The step back jumper on the way is good. Isaiah James with the step back 3 that time, showing the range.
Isaiah James can play. I mean, she's going to earn her time. You know, she's going to do well this season. She knows how to play this game.
An all ACC freshman team selection a season ago from Virginia Beach. And after the miss, a rebound and a foul that's going to go against the Bobcats. It'll be their 4th of the quarter, and with 3:11 to go, the Wolfpack leading at 72-40.
And she's playing under control. Last year, she'd go to the hole sometimes, but in this game today, she's playing under control, taking great shots. And looks like she's having fun out there.
And that's what's important in a game like this. You want to go out and have fun. It's Jessica Timmons, a little inside-outside dribble, and the fall-away jumper is good.
So many weapons So many weapons for the Wolfpack.
They might only have 11 players on the roster, but they can all play. A lot of depth on this team and a lot of potential. You can see why, even after all the departures from last season, this team was picked third in the ACC and then in the top 10 nationally as James knocks down another one to Zazaya James. She's got 7 to go along with 3 rebounds and a couple of assists, and Coach Fabry's seen enough. With 2:28 left to play in the ball game, 76-40 is our score in favor of the Wolfpack here on the ACC Network.
The Getaway Sales Event is
raucous at Reynolds Coliseum. Dave Shook, Ernie Myers with you here at courtside, and we were just talking about it before the break with the Wolfpack in search of a 4th consecutive ACC tournament championship, but also trying to win back-to-back ACC regular season titles. Picked 3rd in the league in the preseason behind Virginia Tech and Louisville, but got a lot of first-place votes as well. There's a lot of belief in this program, even with all the turnover.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the legacy people, the Cunanes and the Reynolds and Kayla Jones and the Clutchfields, I mean, they're gone, but there's a new crop. There's some new sheriffs in town, and once they learn how to play together, get confidence in each other, they're just going to grow as a team.
And
they're going to be dangerous.
Iron sharpens iron. This is a very good league this year as well, with Virginia Tech and Louisville, Notre Dame, Duke, all very good, talented basketball programs. The league is going to be a lot of fun to watch night in and night out. As the Bobcats out of the timeout, just rolling off the three-pointer that time by Jillian Casey, and the rebound taken away by Sophie Hart. Wolfpack trying to close this one out strong with 2 minutes even left to play in the ball game, leading by 36, 76-40.
She was working on that shot, that three-point shot in practice yesterday. Coach was telling her to shoot it, and she shot it, and it didn't look good on that one, but she's working on it.
Just her first attempt of the night. Comes up a little short there, but the Wolfpack with the game very much in hand right now. As the jumper off the mark by Rose Casso, true freshman for the Bobcats from Ellington, Connecticut. Loose ball in the lane. Hart has her hands on it, and then a reach-in foul that looks like it's going to go against the Bobcats, and if it is, that's the 5th team foul in the quarter, which is going to put Sophie Hart at the line and give Hart a chance to put all 11 Wolfpack players in the score sheet. Sophie shot only 12 free throws last season, but made 6 of them.
Good shot.
And there you go.
She worked on that free throw. That free throw looked good, Sophie.
So all 11 players with at least 1 point in the ball game for the Wolfpack. She misses the second one. Long rebound tapped out to Casey. So, partner, what do we see tonight that we like that's going to carry forward into Thursday's matchup with Elon and then into some of the bigger games as well later on in this non-conference portion of the season?
Just the way they're playing together and the offensive continuity and the defensive intensity that the Wolfpack is displaying right here. I mean, they just have so many weapons. And here's Sophie. Nice pass. You got your 4-player posting up your 5-player. Nice drop step by Sophie.
Little big to big action that time.
Little big to big action. They're sharing the basketball.
O'Donnell,
like you said, every in this game, they were looking for each other.
So it'll be interesting to see as we carry through into other parts of non-conference play. Certainly, you're going to have to shave down the rotation a little bit. I've got to imagine that's probably going to be the toughest part about this non-conference portion of the season. When you play some of those better teams, Coach Moore's going to have to find a way to kind of trim the rotation down to 7 or 8 players, and he's got a lot of options.
He's got a lot of options. Jeff, that's her shot. She can shoot the ball. I love Jessica Timmons' game.
Jessica Timmons has really come on in the fourth quarter. Now she joins Jada Boyd and Camille Hobby in double figures with 10.
She's not forcing anything. She's letting the game come to her. She's running the point as well. There's no garbage minutes on this team.
None.
None. Bobcats
look like they're just going to run this one out. So Ernie, the Wolfpack, going going to finish this one with an 82-45 victory, it looks like. As that ball is going to roll out of bounds, it'll go to the Wolfpack with 4.5 seconds left.
And they'll probably dribble this out.
Give us a couple of final thoughts, what we saw tonight and what we can look forward to on Thursday night against Elon.
Well, I mean, the two best players didn't play their best game, and the Wolfpack is winning almost by 40 points. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough look for Elon coming in here trying to get a win. But this team just played together. You know, they're going to get better and better as the season goes on. Sanaya Rivers impressed me. Isaiah James, Camille Hobby,